When I was 4 years old, I was hit by a car, and I don't remember much other than waking up in the hospital to the nurse cleaning out the wound that was on my knee. And at the time, I already had a bandage on my shoulder and my elbow and my wrist and my ankle. I was on about 3 months bed rest, and for a 4-year-old, that was pretty challenging. I remember just complaining all the time about wanting to get up. My parents were believers in chiropractic care, so I did receive regular chiropractic care as a child and into my teens. But when I was 18 and I moved away, all that chiropractic care kind of went away with that. And I told myself I was fine. I didn't need any more care. I was fixed. But I wasn't fixed at all. I had no clue that all of the pain and suffering that I was dealing with on a regular basis had to do with the fact that I was out of alignment. I wasn't sleeping well, I was depressed, I was overweight, I mean the list went on. I had migraines, I was developing allergies, it was a nightmare. And I really didn't put two and two together until I was in my 30s, like late 30s, when I was managing a nursery here in town. And we were making Christmas wreaths and holding the greenery in one hand and clipping with the other hand for 8 hours a day. My whole arm would go numb by the end of the day, and I would just cry myself to sleep. It got so bad that I ended up going to the doctor, and they didn't do x-rays, but the specialist that I saw was a carpal tunnel specialist, and she was just absolutely convinced that I had carpal tunnel, and they wanted to do surgery on my arm. And I didn't want to do that. So I did the next best thing, which was to quit my job and not work for 2 years. And I went back to school and got a couple degrees, but even then I still wasn't able to do my regular day-to-day routine, which is go out and play in my garden and just have fun. And like, that's my sanctuary. And so I was only able to spend 15-20 minutes out here a day at the most, and just still being in pain all the time. But now with regular care, I'm able to spend like 10 hours a day out in my garden, which is for me, like that's the icing on my cake, really. And that's what makes it worth living, is working all day in an office or wherever I may be working, and then coming home and being able to spend all day out in my garden. And that's really was my ultimate goal. I've been a patient of Summit Chiropractic for roughly 6 months, and I know that it's going to take more time. I'm not 100% yet, but I know that with regular care and a healthy diet and regular exercise that I will someday be 100%, thanks to Dr. Lewis.